Hi there, America. How are you today? I'm Trista for Congress, and I've got another tasty resolution for you today. It would be such a pity if y'all went to my Substack, Trista de Genova, and copied and pasted it into a text message or email message and sent it to your Congress members. Okay, quite honestly, it's kind of hard to keep up. So this is a congressional resolution declaring the current president unfit for office due to gross negligence and dereliction of duty in response to the May 16, 2025 natural disaster. As you probably know, he didn't even talk about it, not one word. All he talked about was Taylor Swift and some other crap, Bruce Springsteen. Whereas on May 16, 2025, violent storms and tornadoes tore through Kentucky, Missouri, and Virginia, killing at least 48 Americans, leveling homes and traumatizing countless families. Whereas the current occupant of the White House has failed to issue public condolences, deploy resources, efficient federal aid, or even acknowledge the suffering of his fellow Americans, whereas the president has instead engaged in performative political nonsense, attacking rivals, making juvenile pop culture references, and using his office as a platform for ego rather than governance. Whereas this gross neglect is part of a pattern of misconduct, including the dismantling of FEMA support, dismantling of FEMA altogether, diversion of disaster relief funds, and systematic violation of the oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, which he never even touched that Bible. Did you notice that? Whereas constitutional scholars like Lawrence Tribe have said that Diaper Donald's residency in the Oval Office is illegal and unconstitutional, and determined that a president who disregards their duty in times of national crisis commits an unimpeachable act. So, whereas Section 5 of the 14th Amendment disqualifies any official involved in insurrection from holding office, and at least 200 members of Congress remain unpunished for their role in enabling the January 6th coup attempt, resolved that the House of Representatives declares that the current president's failure to respond properly to the May 16 disaster constitutes gross negligence, dereliction of duty, and a breach of constitutional responsibility. Demands that any member of Congress who supported the January 6th insurrection or failed to object to its aftermath recuse themselves from impeachment proceedings. Brilliant, Trista. 4. Recommends the Department of Justice investigate election interference and unconstitutional coordination with private individuals, such as Elon Musk rat, who funneled illegal funds as a federal contractor, $300 million, as well as the vote-buying scam and the illegal lottery into the 2024 election. Here's the press release. Trista de Genova calls on Congress to impeach the diaper douche fired for abandoning Americans after May 16th tornado tragedy. This is just yesterday's crime, impeachable crime. Basically, I'm doing Congress's job, and so you must send me to Congress, September 15. Tag all your friends in the comments below in Tucson. Tell them write me in Trista so we can flood the zone and get rid of all these insurrectionist traitors. Independent congressional candidate and constitutional advocate Trista de Genova has issued a bold call for Congress to do its job and impeach the current president for abandoning his duty during national disaster. Where was the president? Not in Kentucky, not in Missouri, not in Virginia. He was tweeting about Taylor Swift and mocking a man's cancer diagnosis. This is just it's not just heartless, it's criminal negligence. De Genova's resolution released today urges Congress to file articles of impeachment immediately, citing Section 3 of the 14th Amendment and multiple breaches of the public trust. Multiple, like a million. I'm calling for 1 million impeachable offenses to be filed, and I'll help do it. I'll do it. Send me to Congress, I will literally 1 million impeachable offenses. She's calling on lawmakers from the affected states, especially those who claim to be representing their constituents, to co-sponsor the bill to impeach the bastards and demand accountability. We cannot let a single person, let alone a so-called resident, traitor and thief, that's what I call him, treat the suffering of Americans as irrelevant. If they won't stand up for their own people, I will, she declared. That's right, when you send me to Congress, you send yourself to Congress. DeGenova urges voters to write her in September 15 and help flood Congress with 100 people who are unafraid to, 100 Congress-ready resolutions, who are unafraid to impeach lawless leaders, pass Medicare for all, ban congressional insider trading, and restore dignity and democracy. My resolutions are posted on my Substack, Trista DeGenova. And here's a 5-minute floor speech. Mr. Speaker, members of Congress, I rise today not just with sorrow, but with fire. On May 16th, 48 Americans died in Kentucky, Missouri, and Virginia. Whole communities were ripped apart by a deadly storm system. People are missing. Homes are rubble. And what has the president done? Nothing. No aid package, no tour of the devastation, not even a word of sympathy. Instead, he chose to tweet about celebrities and mock cancer diagnoses. I ask you, what kind of leader ignores the cries of his own people? This isn't just a moral failure, it's a constitutional one. A resident who dismantles emergency systems and lies about it should be impeached. A resident who collaborates with billionaires to rig elections and install cronies is unfit for office. He's also need to impeach so he can continue being prosecuted for his other multitude of crimes. Espionage and election interference in the previous elections. Russia, it wasn't a hoax. So today I say what many are afraid to say. The current resident is not a legitimate occupant of that office. He is dangerous. He is lawless. He must be removed. And to those 200 members of Congress who participated in insurrection or turned a blind eye to recuse themselves, they must recuse themselves this time because they also must be impeached. And y'all must send me to Congress, Trista, T-R-I-S-T-A. Tell all your Tucson friends, tag them in the comments below. Tell them to write me. And if you want to see something fun and exciting and wonderful, if you want justice, if you want freedom, if you want to retain the American way, then send Trista to Congress. Let this be the first of many resolutions to restore the Republic. Let it be known that the people are watching, and we will not be silent any longer. By the way, I also have a resolution to disbar all the lawyers in Congress, including Jamie Raskin and Al Green, for allowing this national nightmare to go on and on and on, and allowing an adjudicated insurrectionist to hold office, a bunch of them, a band, a criminal syndicate of them, spineless. Nobody donate to the Democrats until they do their damn job. I'm Trista for independent Congress member and President 2028. That is if we have elections, and I approve of this message.